It's okay. I like to start my presentation off with the power pose. I just came from Superhero Saturday. We just talked about Captain America. So if you want to join me with their power pose, you got to do it for 5 seconds. Commit. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know what that was, but that was amazing. Thank you for joining me with the power pose. Give you a little bit of background as to who I am. I'm a DJ, I'm an entertainer, I'm a game show host, I'm a husband, and we also have a cat. That was not part of the speech. But I'm so excited to be with you here today to share my experiences as I came from an entertainer to an entrepreneur. And for my first presentation, our backdrop is my high school. Hence me wearing this sweater from East High School when I graduated in 1997. When I first went to East High School, I entered those hallways and I saw all the different cliques that you have at a high school. You got your jocks, you got your cheerleaders, you got your mathletes, and then you got your drama nerds. Yes. Okay. So there were a lot of different cliques there. I also discovered these cliques in the DJ world. I went to my first DJ convention in 2009, Mobile Beat, at the Riviera in Las Vegas, Nevada. There I discovered the different types of DJs and their cliques. But I put them into different categories based on what they were wearing. So you had your DJs that wore polos. They had their branded logo on it. You had DJs that wore t-shirts. You had DJs that wore the hip new clothes because they were the club DJs. Then you had your DJs that were wearing suits. I call those DJs the suited DJs. I wanted to be a suited DJ because those are the DJs that got paid the most amount of money, and they were the ones presenting. There was one DJ in particular that I had my eyes set on. His name was Bill Herman from Minnesota. And he was an awesome DJ, and he was a great MC and entertainer. In 2015, he was the MC for the Mobile Beat convention. He invited me to his VIP party in the penthouse of the Riviera. As I opened the doors, I scanned the room looking for those suited DJs. I saw Bill, and I ran right over to him and exchanged some pleasantries. We started talking, and then he said, "Have you met my friend Howard over here?" I look over to the bar, and there's Howard, a t-shirt wearing DJ. Yeah, didn't think too much of him at the time. As he introduced me to Howard, Howard grabbed my hand and he said, "Rob, it's so great to meet you. I've heard all about you. It's such an honor." I didn't know to be flattered or a little creeped out at the time. The thing about Howard, he has a niche. He's a kids DJ like myself. So he had been following my kids DJ events. And so we started chatting and talking about kids events. Then Bill said something. He said, "Howard is the first guy to hire me as a DJ." Wait, this t-shirt wearing DJ hired the suited DJ, his first job? So I took a moment and I said, "You know what, Howard, why don't you come to my kids roundtable tomorrow? We'll talk more about your ideas." He came to the roundtable the next day. I moderated, and he basically gave all the ideas. He was amazing. He gave us tips, he gave us games, and he gave us music to interact with kids. And those are the tips and games that I still use today. Howard gave me something that I didn't know was possible. And the relationship that I have with him, I still have today. I called him yesterday and I said, "Howard, I'm going to be talking about you in my speech." He said, "It would be an honor." But the thing about Howard, the perceived value that I put on Howard when I first met him was limited by my perception of him. I limited that perception, and that relationship would have faltered. But what I did is I checked out of the clique. I quit looking for those cliques. Like I quit looking for those cliques in high school eventually by my senior year. And by my senior year of being a DJ, I checked out of those cliques. And the relationship that I have with Howard is a much better one. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do the reverse Mr. Rogers. 2 people got that. I'm going to put on my suit jacket here. And we're going to go to the next night at Mobile Beat in 2015. They invited all the DJs to a club at the Tropicana. I was a VIP, my wife was there with me. We got to go to a meet and greet and see the headliner, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Yes, that DJ Jazzy Jeff. And he was also going to be opened by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yes, that's Sir Mix-a-Lot. And before Sir Mix-a-Lot was DJ Jason Jani. He was the DJ of DJs. He was one of us, but he got to DJ for us. So we're all surrounded the dance floor, staring at the dance floor. Now imagine this room full of DJs. 90% of them are dudes, okay? So a lot of dudes don't like to dance with dudes. So hence the dance floor being empty. But Jason Jani had his funky beats going on. And as I was listening to those funky beats, I was talking to my wife, sharing a drink. I said to myself, this isn't right. There's nobody on the dance floor. Jason Jani is playing for us. Why aren't we on the dance floor? We need to get out on that dance floor. So I slammed my drink down, and I was the first one on the dance floor, looking like an idiot, like I'm doing right now. And I'm dancing, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to get people to dance with me, and nobody would dance with me, except for the guy in the purple. And so what happened? What seemed like an eternity, I was on the dance floor for a minute, looking like the lone fool, until a bunch of DJs from Portland, Oregon, dressed as rabbits. I don't know why they were dressed as rabbits, but they came down and danced with me. And I was no longer the lone fool. I was the leader of the party. I was the life of the party. And I wasn't just the only one. I was the one on the dance floor, and the party was starting. So what is your dance floor? Why aren't you stepping out? Where can you step out and be the leader? Where can you be the one, the first one on the dance floor? Bring that music up. Come on, come on. Folks, why aren't you dancing with me? Because I don't want to be the only